So we got two into it in terms of our anniversary rewatch before something went wrong.
Yeah.
We were, as you know, supposed to be reviewing Scream the Schalke this week, but it's not turned up in the post, and chances are it will probably turn up tomorrow.
Yeah. No, I can see it showing up tomorrow morning.
Yeah.
And it'll be sod's law.
It always is, isn't it? It's always the way.
Yeah.
But it's fine because there's plenty of other things for us to talk about in the lead up to the
yes.
60th anniversary. So we're still sticking with the 60th anniversary theme, just not necessarily exactly what we said. But that's fine because we got some news.
We have got some news. I should have brought my blooming magazine up. Oh well. I've learnt my lesson now. I've got to put my chair back.
There's a lot of things that have gone wrong with today, but yeah.
They are out of our control.
It is what it is.
Yes.
So starting off then, Doctor Who, the new season in 2024 with Mr. Ncuti Gatwa in the TARDIS, is going to be referred to as Doctor Who Series 1.
Season 1, actually.
Sorry.
No, because series was New Who, season was original, and I reckon it's just because they're going on to Disney Plus, so when they're watching it in America, for some people, possibly for the first time, they're not there thinking, oh, Christ, I've got 14 seasons. Season 14, I've got 13 other seasons to catch up on. Realistically, another 39. But we don't need to get into that. I think it's just because of the going on to Disney.
Yeah, I think it's a bit of a refreshing, it's a new take on it because the iPlayer thing has changed for New Who to 2005 to 2022, like it's died or something.
Yeah, in memoriam, rip.
Yeah. But I think it's an interesting take. I know that this was very, very contentious the other day on Twitter. People were losing their minds.
It was hilarious. Please keep doing it.
Yeah, because it gives us something to laugh at, to be perfectly honest. You bunch of maniacs. Like I said on Twitter, it's not really a big deal. It's not like they're completely resetting the show.
No.
Ncuti Gatwa is not the first Doctor.
No, exactly.
It's not a reboot. Nobody, like I said on Twitter, nobody was cacking themselves in 2005 when Christopher Eccleston's series wasn't called Series 27.
Yeah.
It's just it's because they're trying to launch Doctor Who into this more,
expanded universe almost.
They're basically trying to expand it essentially because, it's not been at the forefront of people's minds in the last couple of years like it has been before.
Mm.
So I don't think it's a bad thing.
No, it feels a bit more refreshing, to be honest.
I know that there's people. Sorry to cut you off then,
oh,
but there are people that have been sort of comparing it to this rumor of the split Doctor thing in the anniversary, where both the 14th Doctor and the 15th Doctor will literally split, and there will be two. One can stay on Earth, and Ncuti Gatwa will go off. I don't think that's going to happen.
I hope it doesn't.
I don't think Russell T Davies would do that. He knows that that's a really daft thing to do.
Yeah.
For me, that would be up there with the Timeless Children kind of thing. I knew I'd make him move. But I just don't think, I can't see it happening, and I just think all this is purely from a marketing point of view, and it's easier to like you said, because Disney doesn't seem to be getting the earlier stuff, because I think they confirmed the other day that it'll just be from the 60th onwards is what will be on Disney Plus. Everything else, if you're abroad, you have to go through I think it's HBO Max and different things like that.
Yeah.
Which is fine, because it would be weird to open Disney Plus on anything and go, oh, I'll give this a go. Series 14. Where were the other 13?
Exactly.
It's it just makes sense from that point of view. It's still going to be the same show. And at the end of the day, I don't really care what number's on the box.
It's Doctor Who.
I just want it to be good.
Yeah. It's Doctor Who at the end of the day.
Yeah.
It's hopefully going to be great. Everything we've seen from it so far has given me nothing but good feeling.
This is the most I've not felt this revved up as a Doctor Who fan in quite a while. Because it's new, and it's it's starting to pick up now, and it's only a few weeks away. Because obviously we've been doing this now since December last year, and we chose to start a Doctor Who channel in the biggest Doctor Who drought there's been since it's come back.
Yeah, it's fine. We're adventurous. It's fine.
Yeah, we took a risk, and sometimes it pays off, and sometimes people laugh at my hair. But I think it's gonna be. Now we're going to come on to we're going to break down some of the stuff that's upcoming that we know about as well, and talk about a specific spin-off in a bit more detail later on. But there is one thing I wanted to ask you about, and because I wanted to ask you specifically because I know your feelings on it. This whole thing where Russell T Davies has basically confirmed that the Timeless Child isn't going to be overwritten. It's not going to be, it's not going to be no, that didn't happen. What do you think? How does that make you feel?
I don't want to talk about it.
Well, see you next week on Time Saves Visualizer. I will
No.
hopefully be doing a Scream the Schalke review. I'm going to go before he murders me.
It's annoying because it is the stupidest thing that Chibnall did was the Timeless Children, and everything. The Timeless Child arc was just horrendous.
Yeah.
And some people liked it. There was just no need for it. Like, wind your neck in, Chibnall.
Apologies to anybody using headphones.
Yeah, sorry. But it's happened now. I've come to terms with it, sadly. But it's happened now. Mistakes happen. Look at me.
Am I leaving that in?
I'm a 25-year-old mistake.
You're a 25-minute.
Yeah.
Rolling into
no,
the
I
depths
am.
of too much information there, but I'm not going to cut it. Good content.
I'm not a mistake. It's fine. I was planned. Anyway,
Back to Doctor Who.
yes. It is what it is. It'd be too much to go back and rewrite all of that. To be honest, it's not worth the effort.
But the thing that I picked up on it, just because it's not being, retcon, doesn't mean it's going to be built on or anything.
Yeah,
It'll probably
exactly.
be one of those things in the past that's just never really mentioned. You could have when that happened. Yes, don't worry about it.
Yeah, it's just going to get brushed under the rug.
It's the same
If
as
they
the
build
Half
on
Moon
it,
thing,
yeah,
from the TV movie, that was made a thing and then
it
never
just
made a thing
wasn't.
again.
Yeah, as long as it's just swept under the rug and left, then happiness is all I can think of.
Can you imagine if the 60th anniversary ends with the Doctor being split up and Ncuti Gatwa goes up to find more of his previous regenerations?
I will shoot someone. I will shoot someone at the viewing party. They will die.
Yes. So anyway, we're gonna. What can we talk? I know we're gonna talk about Tales of the TARDIS towards the end. After we've done a quick run through of everything, but can we just have a moment to say well done and thank you to everybody who made this whole Whoniverse thing on iPlayer possible?
Yes.
Because
it is absolutely incredible.
it's fantastic.
I finished work early today, and all I've done is just sit there, just scrolling through, and just sat there in amazement.
It's basically all on there. This is quite funny because we even thought that Scream of the Schalke might be on there, and we might still be on track. It's like one of the only things I've noticed that isn't really on there. And I know there's still a couple of things that Russell T Davies has confirmed that will be on there in like the sort of next couple of weeks. I think
It's not even on the list.
Yeah.
I think.
He said totally Doctor Who's going on there, which I haven't seen since it was first on. I don't even think I've seen any clips of it or anything. I can barely remember it, so that'd be quite interesting to look at. I think An Adventure from Space and Time will be on there. We've already got stuff like K9 and Company, Dreamland, Infinite Quest is there, all of Doctor Who Confidential, Torchwood, Class, Sarah Jane, Classic Who, New Who, apart from An Unearthly Child, but we won't go into that again.
Yeah, no, we've had our rant.
There are some things I have noticed that people have picked up on is the fact that they have used some of the remastered versions from the DVDs. It's sort of like the ones that are in the archive itself rather than the
Why not?
DVD. Well, they just look a bit better.
Yeah,
quality.
The remastered ones do look a lot better. Yeah, I will admit.
Just
but then
the DVD, even just the standard DVD ones would have been fine. But
yeah, but then the original footage, one they've got that, and why not? It's how the show was. You can see how far technologically the show has progressed.
Yeah,
from
I mean,
63.
That's a good point. I think it's just because it's that some of them are the DVD masters. It's mostly
Oh,
from the
yeah,
60s,
no, if they'd-
and, like there's some that are, even within the same story. You've got like one episode that's like the.
In all
tape of
fairness, the DVD ones, they kind of had to go with that one because half of them from the 60s are just still footage.
No, I mean like the ones that actually exist,
Oh,
like
right.
some full stories. You've got. I even noticed yesterday watching the Time Meddler thing on there. You've got like episode 1, which is the DVD version, and then like I think episode 2 jumps to like the unremastered version from before the DVD. I don't know. It's a weird decision, but also what I love about it is the fact that they're so accessible now. Like they've got new subtitles, new audio description, and sign language now. And I think those viewers who need those features, for example, they haven't had that before because they're not on the DVDs. They weren't on BritBox and ITVX.
No.
And if you can put Blake 7 on BBC iPlayer, I can cancel my ITVX. Thank you. Or I'll just buy the DVD. I think I might just do that.
Yeah, cancel your ITVX, mate.
Yeah, I don't need it.
We got Doctor Who back on BBC. It's fine now.
The fact that it's all there in one space is really lovely. It's all accessible. It's got these, the sign language, the subtitles and stuff. You get subtitles on the DVD, but you don't get audio description. You don't get sign language interpretation. I think it's
very inclusive.
Very, very well done. And to do this in a relatively short space of time and to do like this for 700 odd episodes of television is
Congratulations.
bonkers.
Honestly, Well done. We love it. We're very happy.
This is the 2nd of November, and we're already having a very good month for Doctor Who.
Yes. Yeah, it is. Honestly, yesterday was just an incredible day. I really did enjoy it.
Yeah, I did. Well, I think, should we do Tales from the TARDIS towards the end a little bit?
Yeah, because I've watched the most of that.
Okay.
Well, I say most of that. That's the most I've watched of all the new stuff.
Fair. So yesterday we had Talking Doctor Who, which was David Tennant presenting a number of clips from the archive, going through the story of the classic era. You know, there was archive interviews with all the doctors in there. Some of them I hadn't seen before. They weren't. There was some of the usual suspects, including John Pertwee's folding caravan. Have you seen that before?
Yeah, they had
11 seconds caravan that's actually about 30.
Yeah, they had Fourth Doctor regeneration as well. They showed how they've done that. That was really interesting.
I've seen that, but to see David Tennant reacting to it and everything,
Like,
being
it's
like,
not
"Come on,
changed."
Adrian,
Yeah,
that was a good laugh.
and to find out that that's not the way they do that's not actually changed as well. Spoiler alert, by the way.
Yeah, well, you still got to, you can do all the fancy effects with the computers, but you still need the person to be in the same place, otherwise it doesn't work.
Yeah, he's just saying it's just as fiddly back then as it is now. So it's.
And I think as well, because for David Tennant coming in this time to do it, obviously he's part of the regeneration was filmed like months afterwards, whereas that's filmed on the same day. There's months in between that, so you've got to get it spot on, otherwise it doesn't work. So fair play. No, I enjoyed that. It was good, and that was followed up by the 60th anniversary concert that we didn't get tickets for.
Not upset at all.
No, not bothered. That was a trimmed down version from because I listened to the radio version and then watched this yesterday. And there's about half an hour missing off that. There were some tracks like Gallifrey and Shepherd's Boy that had been cut for some reason. I think a couple of interviews. But overall, great. I think Jodie's music has never sounded better than when they played that live. That live arrangement, that live suite of music from her era was really good. And I think, obviously, Murray Gold is untouchable in terms of TV composers in general. But I think Segun Akinola's stuff is really good. I just think he relied too much on the sort of ambient, like in the background rather than big, because when he does the big orchestral scores, I think it sounds great.
Yeah,
it's just the fact that there's not that much of them. There's not because of that. There's not that much that sticks in the mind.
But then for us, especially growing up on New Who, there's been a lot of big orchestral scores.
Yeah.
So that's what we're used to. So it was a kind of a stab in the dark move, and in some of it did work out. But I agree, like the orchestral side of things is a lot better than that little just listen for the little bits in the background.
Yeah, but I think the suite they put together was great. There was like Jodie's theme, there was the Dalek theme, the Master theme, that brilliant score at the end of the Halloween Apocalypse. That was all in there. There was some other bits. There was the new pieces of music as well. The 15th Doctor's theme, which sounds amazing. I think that might
it's one of my favourites, if not the favourite.
Yeah, I think it's in contender for my top spot as well. I'm not going to lie, for Doctor themes in general. And Ruby's theme sounds great. It's quite reminiscent of Rose, with it being a bit more waltzy, rather. Not that Rose was waltzy, but that sort of piano riff.
Yeah,
to it.
It's a bit more solemn, like.
Yeah, and the new theme itself sounds interesting. I think just because, like we said last week, it's just the Doctor Who theme doesn't really work in a live capacity like that.
No, yeah,
it's got to be mixed and everything.
Yeah.
And so we'll reserve judgment for that properly when we see it on TV. But we've heard little snippets on the trailers and idents and things. But yeah, all in all, it's a good night last night.
Yes.
Coming up though, we've got some more stuff on the radio. These have just been announced today. Well, there was one announced a while ago, but there's one that was announced today. So there's a radio documentary that's basically talking about sort of the retrospective of the classic and modern eras, which is going to be on BBC Radio 2 on the 18th of November at something like 1 in the morning. But they'll be repeated and they'll be on BBC Sounds. So
yeah, exactly. We'll be able to get at it.
you can pick them up from then. There's also on the 19th, there's Matthew Sweet, who's always good value for money when you get to Doctor Who, talking about the wilderness years on the 19th, which is the Sunday. That's in the afternoon, I think about 4 o'clock for half an hour. That'll be interesting because I think the wilderness era is a really interesting time to look at, because it's quite easy to look at 60 years and be like, it's always been here, but it's like, what about the times it wasn't?
Yeah.
When it was the fans keeping it alive with magazines and books and audios
Yeah.
and all that.
It really opened the door with what the whole universe could be.
Yeah.
The expanded media on this is incredible. Really worth the time to take the time to listen or read or watch. In some cases, definitely just get on it and do it. It was so good.
Yeah, no, exactly, and it's being honoured in no way because we've got the Star Beast as an episode of telly now. In just over 3 weeks.
I know.
We've also got then, which is one that I'm particularly interested to, and I'm sure you probably will be too,
Yes.
is that there's going to be a documentary looking at the connection between Doctor Who and Wales on BBC Radio Wales on the 23rd of November, which is the actual date of the anniversary.
Yeah.
So that's what we're getting on the anniversary. It's a half-hour documentary about Wales and Doctor Who, which I am very much excited for. I imagine that will probably be mostly new series focused because of it being, a BBC Wales production. But, you could look at things like Downton and the Bannermen and Green Death and everything.
Yeah, I mean, there is a lot of classic that's filmed in Wales and stuff.
Abominable Snowman, that's another one.
5 Doctors.
Yeah. So that'd be good. There's also Toby Haydock is also doing a documentary called, well, it's more of a radio show called Surviving Doctor Who, and that's also going to be on, I think, the 18th on Radio 4. Not sure on the time of that one. I did forget to look.
Yeah.
But again, Toby Haydock's another one that's always good to hear about, talk about Doctor Who, And finally, then, in terms of radio, we've got Sue Perkins is talking about the Doctor's friends and foes on the 24th of November on Radio 4 for 60 minutes in the evening. That's going to be the big sort of radio finale in terms of documentaries. I love all of these. I love the radio stuff.
Yeah.
There was a bit around the 50th as well. The Graham Norton show in the morning where he was in the Excel, and then there was that sort of like retrospective documentary on in the afternoon. I listened to all of that, and it's so cool. I love it because they remind me of the Doctor Who at the BBC releases with all the archive footage and stuff, and having all these different interviews and things, and they're just nice, easy listens.
Yeah,
they're good fun. So I'm looking forward to that.
And then, of course, that takes us on to the 25th, which is new episode day.
Yeah,
it's gonna be so good. The estimated times for the 3 episodes have sort of been released in the SFX magazine when talking about it. So Star Beast is estimated around 55 minutes. Wild Blue Yonder is 56 as an estimate.
Paul McGann.
Yes, please. And the Giggle is an hour and 1 minute long. So it makes sense for the last episode of the specials to be the longest one. And then 3 days after that, Doctor Who Confidential returns on the 28th of November.
Yes, yeah, because I didn't realise that until today. I assumed because if it was going on iPlayer, I assumed it would be on straight after the special. But that's still quite cool though to have it back. It's what's it called now? Doctor Who Unleashed.
Yeah, sorry, that's what it is.
Yeah.
Doctor Who Unleashed now.
That'd be good. There's also this. I don't know how many people will be interested in this, but there is a Doctor Who bargain hunt special on the 23rd of November in the afternoon.
Nice.
Which could be fun.
As you do.
We're going to go try and get the Wheel in Space novelisation or something. I don't know. I don't watch Bargain Hunt.
Watch it all be just like watch someone get lost episodes of Doctor Who.
You imagine that? Oh,
Imagine
here. What's this? Oh, it's the Mac with Terror. What are you doing?
Oh my god! It's the other 3 episodes of the Celestial Toymaker.
What does it say? Marco Polo. What the
Dalek Master Plan.
There's 12 of those. Oh.
Yes.
We
are.
Would be very cool,
that would be cool.
But enough of all of this stuff that hasn't happened yet. Let's talk about something that has happened. Because
we did miss out something though. Yes, Children in Need on the 17th.
Children in Need on the 17th, which will also be featuring a little mini.
It's a separate, completely brand new separate scene of Doctor Who with David Tennant.
As David Tennant is in character, so it won't be a preview or a trailer or anything, which I'm kind of glad for. I don't really need any trailers now.
No, we're done with the trailers.
Yeah, I don't want to see any more.
Anything else now would just probably cheapen it.
It'd be nice to see. It'd be nice to physically see them on TV and running up to it, sort of like 30-second edits and stuff for each episode, like a next time trailer. But I don't want to see anything more. I don't want another 2.5 minute trailer now because
like with those little clips, like those little redacted clips on BBC. Yeah, they did. Yeah, they were quite cool.
The Ident stuff, and or even just like when shows are on in the evening, have a 30-second edit of the trailer for showing like, Doctor Who: The Star Beast next Saturday at 7, whatever it is, probably after Strictly Come Down. So whenever that finishes, that feels like that goes on for 3 hours at a time anyway. But yeah, no, that'll be cool. I don't know whether it's going to be a sort of mini episode. There's people thinking it'll be like a Born Again kind of thing, where it's the 14th Doctor being like, oh my god, I'm this again. But I think that's been covered in the comic. One day, I won't bang the microphone. But that's been covered in the comics, and I think they're quite keen to keep that. I don't think we're going to have the usual post-regeneration thing because I think it would be, like we said, I think we've said before, and it would be a bit too much treading on old ground, and we're going to have it fairly soon with Shooty anyway in like 3 weeks. So it doesn't really make sense to do a whole like 20 minutes being like, ooh, and then he become the Doctor at the end, because we want to see David Tennant back as the Doctor.
Oh
from
yeah,
the
no.
get-go. I want him to walk out of that TARDIS and be like that.
I would love the scene to be him in the just him in the TARDIS. Something about like just fresh off the regeneration, just him running about the TARDIS trying to figure out what's going on.
Yeah,
and stuff. That would be perfect for me. It doesn't have to tie into anything. Like,
or it could even be a case of like, he's already been travelling around on his own for the last 6 months or something.
Yeah.
He's been having adventures off screen on his own, and then he just lands on an Earth in London, and it's Donna. Oh, this spaceship.
Me.
It's Paul McGann. We can hope.
Please. A man can dream.
I think we should do if we put the amount of effort into Paul McGann coming back as we did Neil Patrick Harris being the Celestial Toymaker, maybe it'll happen.
Yes.
Yeah.
But I don't think a lot of people will remember the original Celestial Toymaker. But I tell you what, the TARDIS remembers.
Yes, it does. What a lovely segue.
I know.
Well done, you. Tales of the TARDIS, then.
Absolutely bloody love it.
Have you seen all of them?
Not all of them.
I haven't seen all of them either. I'm trying to space them out.
I don't want to rush through them. I want to space them out, but I'm nearly at the end of the Mind Robber.
You're being a bit itchy there, but
yeah, it was.
Yeah, I've seen The Time Meddler. I watched that last night. I want to go through them in story order rather than the order they put them on there. But I did watch the Earthshock scenes because I want to pick a point before we get all lovey-dovey and gushy. I do want to have a bit of a moan, because the press release for this said that there was going to be new scenes intertwined with class. It's bookended. Just say it's bookended. Why lie? Don't. Yeah. Because I started watching Earthshock and I was like, are they going to pop back up? And I was like sliding it through. And I was like, this is just Earthshock, and there's a scene at the end. Yeah. Which is fine. Don't get me wrong.
Just don't.
I like that.
Do not label what it is.
Yeah, I just thought it was like, it was not that it's underwhelming, because it's not underwhelming to have.
It's so nice to see him back.
It's really, really lovely. But if you want to just put out what are essentially glorified collection trailers, that's fine, because I love those, and I loved what we've seen so far. It genuinely made me a little bit like emotional on the train at 6:30 a.m. watching Janet Fielding and Peter Davison hugging each other and talking about Adric and everything. And it builds essentially on that little scene in Power of the Doctor where they bring up Adric and they never really talk about it.
Yeah,
but now they've had a chance to sit down and be like, look, he was a pain in the arse, but it shouldn't have gone the way it did. And
they finally addressed it.
They still have a lot of affection for him, regardless of,
It's that line. It's like, he really loved you, and you went, yes, I realise that now.
Yeah,
that was deep, and it's so nice to see them actually playing their characters. And like with the watch-alongs you get with the collections, it is just them as actors sat around commenting on stuff they did.
Yeah, I mean that's great too, and
it is nice, but this is a different.
Seeing them as the characters is such a treat, and it's something like this because it's so simple. In terms of it only took them 6 days to shoot the 6 episodes, we could have more of these a couple of weeks notice, I've seen that. I've seen the Time Meddler, and to see Stephen and Vicky back, especially because I've always thought that Stephen and Vicky were such an underrated pairing, and to see them back, because we had that hint of Vicky in one of the collection trailers before, and I thought, wouldn't it be cool to have her pop up again and stuff, and to see Stephen back, and how effortlessly these people who have not played these characters on screen for nearly 60 years, like, it's just, they go straight back into it as if nothing had happened. And you haven't seen the Time Meddler one yet, have you?
No.
I won't spoil the ending, but if you've seen the ending, oh my god, that lovely little bit at the end, after they've talked about Time Meddler and everything, and the Time Meddler's a cracking story, by the way. I haven't seen that in years. It's really, really good. But that last little bit
in the fields,
a little bit.
Yeah.
Got me in there.
See, I got like that when I saw Fraser Hines.
Oh, I'm so excited for that one.
And he's so Scottish.
Oh, I love it. But I think I've seen obviously the pictures and everything, and we know
he looks incredible. So does Zoe. Zoe looks.
They all look
absolutely
great,
beautiful.
I'm very much looking forward to the others though, especially the Clyde and Joe one. That's going to be good.
I really want to watch that. I want to see if they go down the Sarah Jane with Doctor Who route.
I would love a series with Joe and Clyde anyway. Or bring Clyde back into Doctor Who, because I think, I don't know how Daniel Anthony's not as big as the other actors from Sarah Jane, because I think he's far and away the best in it. He's my favourite character after Sarah Jane, obviously. But honestly,
K9?
No, I still prefer Clyde.
Fair.
But these are really lovely, and I wanted to put a question to you. I don't know why I'm leaning so emphatically tonight. It's like I'm on cocaine. I'm not. If there were to be a volume 2 of Tales of the TARDIS, which stories would you pick with which characters? Obviously, we can only pick the ones that are still with us, because I think there was a significant lack of Tom Baker in this, whether or not they offered it to him, and he, because it was the same way that they did offer him to do Power of the Doctor, and he said, no, I'm quite good recording Big Finish in my house. That might have played a factor in it. Also, the fact that his 3 companions at the end are more Davison companions than his. Lalla Ward lives abroad, and Louise Jameson is doing... Is it Emmerdale she's in?
I don't know.
She's in one of the soaps that's on every day. So she's probably a bit too busy to come down. But maybe if we get another one, I would like to see a 7th Doctor and Mel one doing Delta and the Bannermen.
Ooh, that would be... I honestly don't know. I would like to see Tom Baker come back, and I would love to see
Tom Baker and Adric do... Oh no, that doesn't work because Adric's dead.
Yes.
Tom Baker and the Ghost of Adric do the Keeper of Traken.
Yeah.
That'd be good. This is one I picked before. As anybody knows me knows that I love Peter Davison and knows that I love Enlightenment. And I would like to see Peter Davison and Mark Strickson do Enlightenment.
Yes.
And reunite the 5th Doctor and Turlo, and to have them have a bit of a heart-to-heart, so the 5th Doctor could see how far Turlo's come since he's left. And, for him to be like, look, I know you were trying to kill me, but it's not your fault, and you proved yourself to be a very reliable friend. See, I'll write them now. Just give me the job, boys. I'll do it.
Yeah. No, because they did... did they do They haven't done Remembrance of the
Curse of
Daleks.
Fenric, I think.
Yeah, it was Curse of Fenric, yeah. I would like to see Remembrance of the Daleks brought into it.
Yeah.
Because that is a very good serial.
Another one I think would be good would be the 4th Doctor and Leela, and just pick any of theirs.
Yeah.
Any of them.
Horror Fangrock would be...
That'd be good.
That'd be good. I'd love to see that. Just to hear, just for the Savage all the time. It's great.
Horror Fangrock would be good. Image of the Fender. I love all the Gothic stuff from that midpoint in Tom Baker's era. Or you could even do Invisible Enemy and have K9 as well.
Yeah.
That would be cool. We love them.
Yes.
Series 1 with Christopher Eccleston and Billy Piper. We can dream.
Yeah, we can dream. I'd like to see Colin Baker a bit more.
Yeah, that was cool. And I quite liked his new costume.
Yeah.
I loved how he was it's no record that it's no secret that Colin Baker despises his costume in Doctor Who.
No.
And Davison and McCoy were quite happy to get back into theirs, and he was like, nah, I'm alright. And I can't tell if that's something that the wardrobe have picked out for him. I assume it probably was, but it also looks like something he would wear.
Yeah.
But I think it looks very him. I haven't actually seen that one yet.
I've only seen the openings. I've only seen the opening scene.
Yeah,
that's it.
If you remember when we talked about Vengeance on Varos, we were a bit underwhelmed by it, so that might be one just to skip to the beginning and end bit. And the 3 Doctors as well. We only did that literally 2 weeks ago.
I know, that's why I've avoided watching that, is because that is so fresh in my mind.
Yeah, I'm honestly tempted to but I also don't want to just skip them, because the whole point is that you watch them and they talk about that. I don't know.
Yeah.
I mean, I'll probably save those 2 until last and just do the other ones first, because I haven't seen The Mind Robber in ages.
Oh, it's so good.
I haven't seen that in a long
time. It is really good.
I think the last time I watched that was when we watched that about 2 years ago.
Yeah, and we were just sat there thinking, we need to be, imagine doing this whilst drunk.
Yeah.
Because
it's very trippy.
It is trippy. Yeah, it is very trippy.
All in all, we've been treated well in November, and we're only on the 2nd day.
I know.
We've got plenty of stuff coming up. There'll be more stuff. I think there's more things that are coming up before the specials even start. Then we've got 3 specials to review,
and then we got a 2-week break until Christmas.
And I think after Christmas we'll be having a bit of a break ourselves.
We've worked. No, it won't be long, but we've worked hard this year. You more so than me, naturally, with the editing side of things.
Yeah, I mean, the sooner I get a new laptop, the better.
Yeah.
Subscribe so I can get a new laptop. But yeah, no, we're about to have a very good time, and next week, hopefully,
yes, we'll get back to our regularly scheduled programming.
Yeah, back to Scream of the Shalka. If it doesn't arrive, I'm not really sure what to do. I'll have to get my family to post me my copy from home.
Yeah,
might be the only thing. But Fear Not will have it done. Then we'll have Day of the Doctor, and then probably we'll be into the new series.
And don't forget, guys, the Doctor Who Doctor Donathon is this weekend. I believe. I mean, I can mention TARDIS Central here, can't I? Really?
I don't see why you couldn't.
Yeah, TARDIS Central. I've put on their Facebook.
You can't mention other accounts. We are the only account.
TARDIS Central have put up on their Facebook about what episodes to watch, and it's like 3 episodes have a break, 3 episodes have a break. My only concern, it doesn't involve the End of Time Part 1 and 2.
Yeah, I did see that. I was a bit surprised by that in terms of that you're doing a Doctor and Donna, and you're not doing this final story where, all right, Donna doesn't have a massive part to play and they don't really interact, but she's still there.
Yeah, she's still involved. She's still a big part of the story as well.
But then I suppose it does make sense in terms of leaving it at Journey's End, because that's where this story's going to pick up from.
Yeah.
In terms of, Donna has no memory and she will explode if you go near here and all of that. So it's going to be good. We won't be there.
Yeah, no, we won't. We're at the rugby. So
getting pissed in the day.
Yes.
But
day drinking.
I think by the time this comes out, it'll probably have happened anyway. So yeah.
Yeah.
That's why we weren't there. Time travel. It's crazy.
Yes. Timey-wimey.
See you next week.
Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe as well.
Thank you.
You forget that all the time.
Yeah, I do.
And if you want to get notified of when we go live, hit the bell as well.
Yeah. We've never done it in a while.
Yeah.
Maybe we'll do that after the first special.
Yes.
Do a live review.
Yeah. Oh yeah. 100%.
That could be interesting.
That could be very interesting.
Stay tuned, basically.
Yes, please.
Work out what it is we're doing.
Yeah. We'll stop the production meetings now.
Bye bye.
Ta-da.